something a little bit different for you here, but actually probably quite a lot different, and something we're going to be looking to run every week or every 2 weeks. I'm being a little bit vague because I don't know. It actually depends if anything juicy in the world of West Ham happens. Actually, not anything just juicy in the world of West Ham, anything juicy in the world of Hammers Chat happens, which is what has sort of prompted this video anyway. As you will probably know, Hammers Chat, myself, Geo, Charlie, we've got a Patreon channel, and on that Patreon channel we have separate podcasts, we do separate videos, there's separate content, and we often discuss things that we wouldn't necessarily discuss on the YouTube channel, and sometimes we just miss a story on the YouTube channel. We might discuss it over there. Sometimes there can be a little bit of a heated debate, a disagreement, a difference of opinion, or just some strong opinions and some different news. So what we've decided to do is cut up and make a little highlights, and almost a little match of the day, if you like, of Hammers Chat Patreon for you to get your teeth into. We're sneaking into corporate today. I say sneak, not sneaking. Unofficially going into corporate today, which would be really nice. So I get a little bit sozzled. I'll tell you what, you can stay with us for the moment. When we get to the bridge over here, what I'll do is I will show. Oh, hold on. You can actually switch the camera around while you're recording. Hold on. Look at that. That's amazing. Okay, I didn't realise you could do that. Posh new phone. But on this canal here, then you've got the boats. So there's the boats. Look at all the buildings they're making. Yeah. Amazing. There's a stadium. So you can just, if you ever want to go to the boats, you walk down here, round there, and then over that bridge, and then down onto the boats. Magic. Well, not really, it's walking, but there's the teams coming out now. They fly so high, nearly reach the sky, and like my dreams they fade and die. I've looked everywhere, I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. Come on! he said he had a good feeling about this corner. Antonio with a goal. Come on!
But anyway, speaking about West Ham, Soufal and Ashby are the two that supposedly got COVID, so not ideal. Gives Moyes, I think, two options essentially. He's either got to play Fredericks at right back and Ben Johnson at left back, or he's got to bring Ben Johnson in at right back and then Arthur Masuaku on the left, unless he wants to bring in Longelo. But not ideal preparation having two players in the same position.
Actually, the 3 games in a week or whatever it is might not be too bad, just purely because, as I say, it's not that nasty run that we had where it was Arsenal and it was Chelsea or Liverpool, whatever the case may be. It is Leeds in the Cup, who are probably going to play a weakened team. It's Norwich, and then it's Leeds again. Once again, they do play a system, Leeds, that suits us. We haven't got to do anything particularly innovative with our tactics. We can sit back and hit them on the counter. So yeah, the more I look at it, I think actually we're gonna see a better team than you and I predicted. Our predicted 11s, you know.
Actually, I hope we feel a really strong team tomorrow. I hope we take this really serious and end up beating Leeds, because it's Noble's last season, isn't it?
Yes.
You almost owe it to Martin Noble to take this competition seriously and almost play him in every game just in case.
He gets to lift the trophy.
Yeah, just in case. You've got to give it a good old go, I think. So
okay, stop there. West Ham gets to the end, play in the final, win the cup. Walk up the thing. Mark Noble's walking in front of Declan Rice. What happens? Right? Obviously, Declan will say, "You lift it." What does Mark Noble do?
I think they'll lift it together.
Yeah, that's what I think.
They will. They're 100%. He'll say, "I've got one handle, you take the other."
Yeah,
and we'll go in unison together.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just Mark Noble for you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Two Spanners, One Hammer, the Hammers Chat Patron exclusive podcast made just for you.
I can't believe we won that game. I just cannot believe. I mean, at half time, I was sitting there, like probably most of us, thinking, we're 3-0 up. But they always say, you always tell a good team who wins when they're playing poorly. But 3 is always a bad number for us, isn't it? 2 is better. 2 is better.
Again,
2 is good. 4 is
You'll be able to attest to this on the watch-alongs. Whenever we go 3 up, the chat does get very panicky. The chat does sort of go from like, we're 2-0 up to, oh my God, no, it's all about to go wrong. This is a problem.
Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. The player ratings for West Ham 2, Leeds United 0. A comfortable victory for the Hammers in the end. But how comfortable are the ratings? Diop.
I'll give him an 8. I thought he was really... I actually thought with Diop that he'd been stung. I thought there's a reaction. I thought it was a reaction performance, actually. Every facet of centre-back play there, I think you saw good heading, thought you saw good interceptions, and I thought he decided he was going to stroll into midfield as well and start carrying the ball through as well. I also thought the majority of the stuff was coming from that side. So it was coming... Is it Harrison and the little fella was drifting out that side as well? It just seems to be more happening. A couple of little nervous moments in the first half, but then second half, bang. When they had more ball, I think Diop just said, right, that's it. You ain't getting through. And I don't know why that happened there and not on Dawson's side, but that is what happened. I thought it was I thought it was almost a signal to David Moyes to say, don't sell me. Basically, that's how I read it anyway.
The last few games, this game and the next couple, is almost like an addition between Dawson and Diop as to who starts with Kurt Zouma once Kurt Zouma's back. Because there's no doubt about it, he goes straight back into the team when he's fit enough. It's a case of who plays alongside him. I'll give Diop a 6. I don't think he was that good. I think the first half, he had that really bad pass to Declan Rice. Luckily, it was to Declan Rice, because any other player, I think Leeds would have capitalised on that. But fortunately, Declan's that good. Declan saved his arse a little bit. And then not long after, sort of towards the end of the first half, there was that ball coming to this box, and Diop just left it. He just left it again, and Dawson had to come over and cover his arse. You could see Dawson not sarcastically, but thumping claps in front of Diop as if to say, wake up a little bit here. I've had to save your arse again. Second half, much better. Can't fault him in the second half, but that's why he's getting a 6 and not like a 5. It just makes me nervous, does Diop. Dawson frustrates me. Diop worries me, and there's a difference between the two as to why I'm not particularly keen on either of them at the minute or going forward for different reasons. Much better on the ball than what Dawson is, despite that funny pass he did to Declan, because you saw it yesterday a couple of times, travels with it 5, 6, 7, 8 yards into the middle of the midfield and just opens the pitch up for you. But again, it's the Areola thing. I don't feel Dawson had that much to do defensively. I think he'll get tested more against Leeds this Sunday coming than he did yesterday. Right, who else we got? Bowen, what are you saying?
Oh, I'll give him a 9. Give him a 9. Fantastic. Wonderful. Brilliant. I was delighted with what Bowen did yesterday. It was a massive part of everything we did. He deserved his goal. He started things off with a shot, which they cleared off the line at the start of the game. He was there at the end of the game, and he was non-stop all the way through. He was there at the start, the end, and the middle, which is all I asked for a footballer. Firpo would probably be thinking, I bet he was really pleased he was on the coach back to Leeds, and probably gutted he's got to get back on the coach almost as soon as he gets on this, come back down. 9 out of 10.
That's a big number. I didn't expect you to give him that. I'm going to give him a 7. Unfortunately for Jared, wait.
Sorry, I said this was Jared.
I've now got the Declan Rice thing with Jared Bowen, which is you've set the standard that high. Maybe 7's a bit harsh. I'll give him an 8. He did get his goal at the end of the day and had a big part to play in the first goal to some extent, although he was offside. A good performance, but I've seen him do better. I've seen him play better over the 90 minutes. Did his job, did it well, but I just think I've seen him play better this season. I think I'll see him play even better later on in the season as well. But he's got that Declan Rice thing about him now for me, which is man and match contender, or you've not played as well as you could have, essentially. I expect every game West Ham play, the top 3 man of matches, I expect to be Rice, Bowen, and one other. Usually Lanzini at the moment, but possibly Creswell or Vlasic or Antonio. But I expect Bowen and Declan Rice to be in the top 3 pretty much every single game. That's the biggest compliment I can give those 2 players. So I'll give them an 8. The funny thing is, there's two ways here. When you sign, there's almost like an unofficial rule in football. When you sign a new deal, the next few games is almost like an addition. Well, what are you going to do now? How are you going to react? You now got your new deal. Now, what are you going to do? Now, what we know is that he actually signed a couple of months ago, which is funny because then immediately after, you have to assume that's when he was crap. He was out of form after signing. Sometimes when a player signs a new contract, there's a lot of eyes on him going, well, how are you going to react, especially when it's somebody coming towards the end of their career, if you like. I mean, this new deal will take him up till when he's 34 years old at West Ham, so it's possibly his last contract at West Ham United.
What a triumph for the club where that contract is. To keep it quiet for 2 months is outstanding. People should have known.
And there's another couple as well. Moyes has said there's one or two others that have signed their deal, and while we all know there's 4 players, it's 2 of them, but which 2 we still don't know.
All these things that are getting leaked now, the clubs are getting leaked not from West Ham's end, they're coming from other agents, which is why that what's the geezer's name, the journalist that gets it right?
It'll come to me. I can't remember.
Fabrizio Romano.
That's it.
Fabrizio
Romano.
Which is why. Yes. And that shows when he's getting it, it's coming from either the other clubs or the agents. The West Ham stuff has stopped.
Why do you think the club have just not done anything with it? Have the media team not been told, or have the media team decided to wait 2 months to announce it? Is the reason done in mid-January, which is to try and keep the fans quiet with lack of signings so far? We'll release this good news. We'll manage the fans' morale. Why do you think it's taken 2 months for it to be officially announced?
Well, the part of me would wish it was because actually not having the news out there allows Antonio to not have that pressure upon him. However, the conspiratorial side of me in this, I'll be honest. I know from David Gold that David Moyes hates the league culture at West Ham. I mean, hates it. I know that for a fact, right? I wonder, and I do wonder this, if we've had a Colleen Rooney, was it Vardy's wife? I wonder if we've had a bit of that going on. I wonder if for the past few months, they've dripped stuff out there, wrong stuff, inaccurate stuff, just to see where the leak comes from. And actually, they finally sussed it out.
Or do you think maybe they've told them almost one by one about Antonio, and it's a case of if it comes out now, we know who it was, and then it's not come out, it's like fantastic, we can trust that lot. Put the news out now. We can. Or
maybe it was a fake one that none of us even noticed. That there was a rumor that a player had COVID and actually didn't have COVID. Maybe it was lots of little things, like because that's what I would do. I'm astounded. That's one bit of news that really did hit me. Wow. Okay. That's really good. I quite like it. I quite like the fact that we might all be being fed names and stories that aren't true. I think a lot of the signings have been like that. I think the one time it slipped was really, I think, the Areola and Zuma. But then it was Darmesh that called the Zuma one, wasn't it?
And he basically told us he gets his stuff from agents and stuff.
Yeah, so it leads to that as well. I think it's really, really interesting. I'm just sort of looking forward to a bit of a Tevez and Mascherano thing going on. Where you text me, you always up earlier than me in the morning, you text me, say, we've signed such and such. What? Come on, get down the shed, we need to do a video.
I reckon they wait until Antonio was back in reasonably good form. I think they've protected Antonio in this instance because a couple of months ago, Antonio wasn't playing particularly well, was he? There was a lot of frustration with Antonio's performances and the lack of back Antonio. So I think perhaps they just decided that signed, but it's not the best time to announce it. Let's wait till he's scoring again, back in good form, put it out there so it's received with good news and the respect it deserves and stuff. I reckon what they've done is whoever it is, whether it's in the boardroom or the media team, it's one of the two essentially, has decided just to hold back on it, get Antonio back in form and then announce it. But that doesn't add up with, because Moyes has said one or two has signed a new deal. So if one of those is Fabianski or Ben Johnson or Ogbonna, there's no reason not to announce that, though, because they're all in good form. Well, not Ogbonna, but he's going to be out between now and then the season. Might as well announce it now. So it doesn't really add up why they haven't announced other ones. But I wonder if maybe the only people that know is the player, Moyes, and a couple of his coaching staff, and the boardroom. And that's it. Maybe the media team don't even know who signed the new deal.
There is one other theory. And that's they've given a new deal to Masuaka, and they just don't want to tell anyone.
possibly that as well.
And of course, all of this is regular content. So today, for example, we have the breakfast show with Geo and Gonzo before today's match.
On Thursday morning, we'll have our player ratings from the Norwich game where myself and Geo discuss each player in detail and rate them out of 10.
On Friday, we have the opposition preview with Geo breaking down the tactics of our upcoming opponents. And then next week, we will have the next episode of Two Spanners, One Hammer, as well as a mug of tea with Geo and Gonzo.
I hope you've all enjoyed this video and at least it gave you a little idea of what we have to offer over on Patreon. If it's something you'd like to get involved in and you think you can handle a little bit more of what you've just seen, then you can join Patreon by clicking the link in the description below, which is patreon.com/HammersChat. As ever, we really do appreciate all the support we receive and everything that you do to help us maintain and continue producing content for Hammers Chat.